All right, let's go ahead and get started here. I'm Chris Getting for HotHardware, and you probably can't see me because I am behind the biggest stack of boxes I have ever seen associated with a smartphone. So, I'm not sure what all we have here. I'm not completely sure what the phone is. I believe it's an HP, and I know there's a number of accessories for it. Now, I've got a Moto Z. I'm used to having a lot of accessories for a phone, but this is pretty ridiculous, I think. So, without further ado, let's bring this down and get started. Start with the top here. And see what we got. Beautiful pink packing foam. Get that out of my way. And it looks like this is not a phone. It looks more like a laptop to me. So let's set this one aside for a second. And tear back into our big box. Hey Blackhawk. And see what more we have going on. Try and make some sense of this. Good old packing slip right across the middle. Okay. So there is quite a bit in here. So let's start with, let's see. We have what looks to be a phone case, maybe. If you can see that there. As well as a HDMI to DisplayPort adapter. Just a bit of cardboard aside. We have a wireless charger. It says HP Elite. We have a screen protector. Very important. We've got, what is this, another case? Maybe giving us some variety here. We'll find out as we get to it. Kind of got the carbon fiber finish, which I personally like a lot. And a USB-C to VGA adapter. We'll see what that looks like when we get to it. There is a ton of stuff in here. Alright, I'm going to set this box down, but it's not done yet. So this claims to be a HP Elite X3 desktop. So I'm going to assume that our device sits in it and lets us hook it up to an external monitor. And so got a little beat up in the mail, it looks like. I have the dock here. Lots of cables, more cables. So I'm wondering then if this might just be our phone. Oh, I take that back. Our phone is actually just sitting loose in the bottom of the box, so it is wrapped up here. We'll slide it out of the packaging. And this is actually pretty slick looking. Little dust from the packaging in here. So black finish, silver trim at the bottom with a front facing speaker. On the back side we've got the camera, fingerprint reader it looks like. We have volume buttons and a power button, it appears, on the side. And on the right side, there is something I haven't determined yet. Possibly an SD card slot. Let's see if this pulls out. Oh, SD card and SIM tray. So we'll leave that back in there. And let's see if it powers on. Yeah, HP makes pretty good hardware. So it's interesting for me. This is the first HP phone I've ever held, and it actually feels nice. It's got really rounded corners. Can't quite tell if this is just a soft metal or a plastic back, but it feels really good in the hand. The bottom chin is a glossy metal, and it uses a USB-C connector. I don't know if there's quite enough light to tell. So it's just asking us on setup to select our language. Going to go with English, of course, and some legal mumbo jumbo. I don't believe anyone actually reads these. Setting up date and time now. So I am on the East Coast. This is actually stylistically very similar to the Windows 10 setup process, of course. So the date, interestingly, is not coming up, right? So it's showing December 27th, and that's not right. We are on January 7th, 2017, and it is 5:03 here. It's kind of odd to me that we've got to set the time. So this is all scrolled through dials, which is interesting. I'm going to be adding in my Wi-Fi network here, so no one must know. Okay, signed into Wi-Fi. Looks like it's going to walk us through a setup process. Usually I might hit Express, but I'm just curious, so we're going to step through the customize options and see what's there. So it's looking like a lot of the options that come with Windows 10, so the advertising ID and everything else as we go. The model phone, let's see if they list it on the back. I want to say it's the HP Elite X3 because that's what's branding on everything else. And I believe that's right. Okay, and gonna log into a Microsoft account here. And just so you know, this actually can join Windows domain, so you can set it up as a work phone as well. But we'll worry about that in a bit. I'm just going to go with my Microsoft account for now. So get this in here. Assuming I remember what it is. I believe it's signing in now. I just noticed there's a, these are B&O speakers, Bang & Olufsen. So should get nice sound out of that once we get there. Setting up OneDrive, setting up Cortana. All the screens you're familiar with if you set up Windows 10. Looking for some apps to install, of course. So that's just going to take a minute there. I think while we let that load, I'm very, very curious about this accessory. So we'll pop the top on it. And what this appears to be is a mini laptop dock so that the phone should sit in, or some way of linking to. So just real quick, HP logo on the back. On the bottom, there's a pretty hard rubber, not really a soft rubber here. And then we'll open it up. So we have a full keyboard with touchpad. So we'll take care of that. And looks like a fairly standard laptop keyboard. So we do have arrow keys in there, but it's going to be missing the dedicated insert and home type keys. Shouldn't be too bad. There we go, Blackhawk with the specs. So it's running Qualcomm Snapdragon 820. So it should be plenty powerful for us. And let's see, we've got some documents here, it looks like. So we can set these aside. We have a USB to USB-C cable. Won't worry about opening that up just now. There is a wall adapter. Again, USB-C, and looks like it just takes an AC in, which must be this cable. Oh, it's just a rubber band. Couldn't tell if it was a twist tie. And this just slides right in here, locks in place, and that would be good to go. And it looks like they do provide just a straight wall adapter as well. So if you don't want to use this extra cord, you could instead use this, and there is flip out prongs. So you don't need to carry quite as much with you all the time, give you a slightly lighter load. You just lose some distance from the power outlet. Alright. Now I should mention that's not the end of things down here. I've seen enough HP computers to guess that this will be a keyboard, which it is. They're pretty standard keyboard affair. Really slim, actually. So this should even travel decently, and it is wireless. Do we have batteries in it? There are batteries in the box down here. So again, we'll hold on to that for a second. And there is also a wireless mouse. And what I'm not sure of is exactly how much of this is included with the base phone and what all is separate. I imagine that this keyboard and mouse is going to come with one of the docking options, probably the desktop dock, which again is this here. So we'll explore this now. And the phone is telling me that it's now finished installing apps. So we're just going to hit next. And setting up some other things. There we go. Blackhawk with the link with full information. So here's the dock. So this will fit in with USB-C at the bottom. Trying to get the light there. And on the back side, it's even got Ethernet, DisplayPort, 2 USBs, a USB-C, and I believe that is indicating Thunderbolt, as well as a power in. Just a regular DC in, it looks like. So it's looking for permission to set up a HP account for us. I'm probably going to skip this for now. Resuming setup. Set that back down. All right. So there's a piece here that pretty much matches this dock exactly, but it obviously does not fit on here. So we'll figure out what this goes to in a little bit, I'm sure. May just be, yeah, it does seem to just be a replacement part. Not exactly sure what the difference in these is. And we're up. We are at the home screen now, so we've got the modern tiles in the UI. Scroll up, scroll down. We've got Cortana on board. We can set up email, all that goodness. Does it have a traditional desktop? Not that I'm seeing here. This is my first time actually using a Windows phone. Let's go in, let's just see if the Edge browser is around. Loading up. Go to a pretty good site, I know. HotHardware.com. Ooh, IP67 water resistance. So that's pretty interesting because there are a lot of tiny little holes down here, so they must have figured out some kind of waterproofing on the speakers. Maybe something I put to the test a little bit. So IP67 is going to get us a little bit of submersion. It's not going to deal with like throwing it into the bottom of a pool with any great amount of force, but it's definitely better than nothing. And so here, this is a HP wireless charger. Slide this out, find my master sword. So, tuck this through. So a lot of little pieces to every bit of this. So this looks like it is a phone-sized mat. On one side, it even has the inset for the camera, so you're not going to be messing up anything when you set this on here. It also helps keep it aligned, I'm sure. Gives you full size of the phone, and a decently long cable. Looks like this is at least 3, maybe 6 feet, and terminating with USB type A. And it has its own power brick, which has the same sort of setup as the one that comes with the phone itself. It's going to be fun keeping all of these independently organized. So this one's a little bit smaller. So here's the wireless adapter brick, and this is the one for the dock, I believe. So you can just connect this right into your wall, leave it at your desk, bedside table, wherever you want. Don't have to worry about plugging in any cables at the end of the day. It just takes care of it. This looks like a case, and this option is Wallet Folio leather case. So it's got a nice looking leather texture to it. We'll pop this one open. foam insert. Let's bring the phone in. So this is nice. It'll protect the front of the phone when you want. Folds away almost flat on the back. So if you want a little extra protection, a little extra style, this case might be for you with the executive look. Slide this out of the way. Then just making sure I'm not missing anything up here. So that's actually a rather interesting USB Type-C cable. So possibly an extender. It's got a female up here and a male at the other end. I'm not exactly sure what that's for yet. But there's certainly no shortage of options with this phone that I can see. Okay. We have the carbon fiber case option here. HP is calling this their rugged case. So if you're especially accident prone, have kids or anything like that, this might be a little more secure of an option. Comes out just the same. So this one is going to simply protect the back of the phone. There's no front faceplate, which I think is often a bit more convenient if you're frequently using your phone, but of course your mileage may vary depending on your needs. Alright. So this actually feels really nice. So it's got the carbon fiber back, a little bit of slight texture to it. But it's less pronounced than some other ones that I've seen where you get actual little ridges with it. It's mostly pretty smooth, just a slight rib texture to it. Rubber covers on your buttons. Try and fix my lighting here maybe. But it still gives you full access to that fingerprint reader and your camera. The screen protector, I'm not going to try to put on stream. It takes way too much focus for me. But it does appear to be a plastic. Nope, it is saying anti-shattered glass screen protector. So their graphic must just be showing it peeled back, but I doubt it actually does that. It's probably a rigid screen protector. And yet another case option. This is the basic silicone case. Well, same story. Pull this open. Much easier time getting it out of this case. So this one is very soft rubber grip on the back, or silicone, I suppose. Should be very easy to hold on to with this. Yeah, feels nice, soft. It is ribbed, so if you're frequently dropping your phone, this might help you hold on to it just a little better. And since it is soft, it'll deal with some impact of it, hopefully not breaking your screen. I'm going to slide some of these cases out of the way, and you will see exactly what it takes to get going with one of these docks. So, I see. On the left here, there's a power button. So the left side is giving us USB-C, mini HDMI out, and then the right side has 2 USB-C ports. And again, I think at least one of them is being indicated as Thunderbolt. Oh, and there is a headphone jack. Seems this may need a bit of power to get going. Let's make that happen. This even has backlit keys, which I don't know if you can quite see there, but if you do need to work at night, that does come in handy. Okay, so has some instructions here. So it wants us to connect USB-C into the laptop or go wireless. So let's bring our phone on. And we'll go all right, so we're going to take the Continuum option, which is right here. And I'll turn this around. So we're going to hit setup, and it can be wireless, so we'll just change that option at the top and connect. And so it's bringing up in the device list, we can see the HP laptop. Go ahead and set that. And it looks like it is connecting. Meanwhile, the laptop has some moving dots at the bottom. Still connecting. Not sure how long this pairing process should take. Give that a moment. And my screen actually timed out on the phone. There we go. That one connected right away. So now, do you see a welcome screen? I see welcome to Continuum on the top of the screen, so I'll say I see it. And so they're going to show us a short video, I guess. Gives you an extra bit of real estate. I do like that you don't need to dock in the phone for this. That is very handy in my opinion. Alright. I think we're getting the point here. Nice bit of polish. And everything on here is working extremely fluidly. I'm very impressed with the performance so far. So now we're all connected, and we'll say done. And now the phone actually becomes a touchpad. So I can move this around and you can see the cursor moving on the display, which is pretty nice. I mean, you do have the touchpad built into the bottom of the keyboard here, but it's still very nice. Now the laptop accessory itself is not a touchscreen. It's just a regular, looks like TN panel. The viewing angles are okay on this. It does get a little bit of fade near the end, but for all practical purposes, this should suit you just fine for office tasks, plane flights, wherever you're at. Looks like about a 10 or 11 inch screen. And yeah, let me step around here. I've already run into an app I can't open, probably because it's Continuum. So performance on the laptop is slightly stuttery. So the mouse has a slight delay to it. Using the phone actually is smoother than the trackpad built in, at least so far. Let's open up the store. So it loads in. Looks like Real Football Manager or something. I don't know. Haven't actually used many of the Windows apps myself, but it looks like we've got good full access. So this is the start menu here is the same layout as on the phone. I'm not sure if I change something there, if it'll also change on the phone. It would be nice if these keep separate, so I can set up one configuration to use on the laptop and a different one for my phone, but I'll take it either way. So here it's loading up the mobile site. Let's see if we can get the full site to load. And there it is. And on the phone, again, this is supporting 2-finger scrolling, so I appreciate that. By the way, if you haven't checked out the CyberPower Pro Streamer, it's a freaking awesome computer. 2 systems on board, so you can have 0 impact on your gaming as you stream. Maybe I'll get something like that set up. So now the performance isn't so bad. The trackpad in the laptop isn't working so well in my opinion, but the phone works surprisingly smooth. So I'm not sure if that's an issue of this trackpad having to talk to the phone and back to the laptop, or what exactly. Because technically speaking, this is essentially just going to be a Bluetooth keyboard. So the real lag aspect is just pumping the screen out wirelessly. I'm not sure if they're using, I guess they wouldn't be using Intel Wide-Eye for that, but a mirror link or something to get the display up here. And we've still got the full multiple workspaces option if you use that for Windows 10. So very nice little dock here if you got to work on the road and need something a little more than your phone can offer. So now let me see, if we just shut this, then the phone pops right back into its mode. So this is just giving us some options when it's docked. We'll just say we got it. And then there's some screen dimming options when it's docked because you may not be looking at it too much. So we'll leave that there. And back out to the main system. So is there anything anyone has a question on at this point that I can explore? Just make sure we run through all of our accessories. I can't imagine there's anything else other than this adapter. It's really nice business solution. I can see handing these out to employees as they come through the door, set up with all of your work applications, and then hand them a dock. There's their computer. They've got everything with them at all times. Very, very interesting. Close that down. Well, so this is a USB-C to VGA adapter, generally for projectors and the like. So many good things here. Let's give the camera a run and see how that performs. Alright, yes, it's just asking for permission to use the camera. Nice big screen here. And we'll take a picture of you. And how do we get to? There we are. There's where we view the picture. Not too bad. We get in even with my shaky hands. The detail's pretty good as we zoom in. Not a lot of noise, so good sharp picture. The colors are a little soft, but it's also fairly dark in here outside with my lights. Well, it is a 12.5-inch screen. Yeah, I can see that. It's pretty close to my XPS 13, and I do appreciate the very thin bezels on it. I know they're not going to call it Infinity Edge as Dell does, but I really like that feature in a small laptop. It makes it feel like you have a lot more real estate than you actually do. And we'll just take the camera now and switch it around to front facing. Man, my hair is poofy today. Selfies are weird. It's okay. I think I've got better pictures of myself. But the detail is pretty good. It's not doing any of that beautification filter things that I've seen on other phones. I'm not sure if they even include an option for that. Again, I don't take selfies, so I don't really care about that myself, but some people may. The video recording options, as I'm just going through the settings, they take us up to 1080p 30 FPS. And actually that might be the front facing. Let me switch back to the rear camera and see if we get any 4K action. Yep, so we can do 4K at 30 FPS. And they do have an option for digital video stabilization. So that'll do something akin to what the Pixel does, where it crops down the field of view and tries and track the motion a bit better by jumping around the full frame. Doesn't work quite as well as optical image stabilization generally, but it's certainly often better than nothing. So we'll give that a shot. We'll just take a recording real quick and come through here, Go up and close. And we'll see how that comes out. Nope, not sure what we did there. It's possible it's trying to sense when I'm looking at it. Not bad, pretty smooth video. Should make users happy. I don't know, I haven't put it to the test yet, obviously, to see if it's quite iPhone or Samsung or Pixel worthy, but definitely competent. Can I turn off standard Windows animations to improve performance? Let's go into our settings menu and find out. So again, this is looking pretty much just like the Windows 10 menu. Let's see, there's battery options. There's battery saver status. I'm not sure if that's going to turn off the animations. Do you know where that is usually at in settings, Blackhawk? Ease of access. More options. Text scaling. Yeah, I'm not seeing a animation option there. But I can play with it some more and find out. Personally, I like having animations on. They, I guess, take a split second longer, but I feel like it smooths out the perceived performance. Again, just scrolling up and down here, it seems to keep up well. Getting very fluid. You think it's under closed captions? It's not where I would guess. Window transparency, background color. Nope. I think that's just dealing with colors. Lock screen navigation, start. Yeah, we do have a choice between the dark mode we're using and a light mode for those who prefer to melt their eyes in the middle of the night. Your mileage varies. And that brings us back, it gives us a white bar, or kind of gray bar at the bottom. It's pretty neat. I'm actually impressed with this so far. Assuming, of course, that I can find the few apps I do use from Android or equivalents. Most of my usage is web browsing and YouTube, so shouldn't be too difficult to adjust. But I'll probably use this as my daily driver for a couple weeks and see how it goes. I also should be able to get it on a domain, so we can see how the enterprise experience goes as well. And we'll give you our full thoughts, hopefully before long. Anything else before we sign off, Blackhawk? Yeah, this settings is slightly rearranged. Not too bad. And it looks like there is a software update available as well. So we'll see how that runs when we do the full review, but first impressions on this are very good. So that is the HP Elite X3 phone, and laptop dock, and wireless charger, and cases, and desktop dock with DisplayPort. Pretty much everything you need to replace your laptop, even your desktop, outside of hardcore gaming. Yeah. So I think we'll cut it out there, but make sure to check out HotHardware.com for daily news and updates, product reviews, and more. Check out our CES coverage over at YouTube. And make sure to leave a follow on the channel so you can catch the next time we go live. Take care.